Over the next 2 minutes, I want to make you think about and reflect on your intention for asking questions in your classroom. Now, traditionally as human beings, we ask a question when we want to know an answer, but actually teaching is one of the strange professions where we're probably one of the only professions that asks questions when we already know the answer. And typically sometimes we ask a question and get an answer from one child, and I sometimes hear teachers asking a question, getting an answer and saying, yes, great, good, we've all got it now, let's move on. Really? Like one child has got it? The child that maybe if you've used a fairly basic questioning technique has put their hand up to opt in and they're enthusiastic because they know the answer, when there's lots of other students who might be sat there not wanting to think, not wanting to participate and keeping their hands down. So it's not a great proxy for we've all got it and we've all learned. A great quote I want to use on this is "Memory is a residue of thought" by Willingham. And what that means is that the more we get our children to think and think deeply, the more they're going to remember of what we've actually taught them. So I want you to completely change your mindset of why you ask questions. So removing your mindset of I want to ask a question because I want an answer, and instead opening your mind to I want to ask a question because I want to make everyone think. And that should be our intention in our classroom. How do we get our children to think more deeply, think more regularly? Okay. So things like using mini whiteboards, so everyone has to participate. Cold calling, all those structures that we can use to make everyone in the classroom think. And rather than thinking I want to ask a question because I want to just check for understanding on one child, how do you check for understanding on everyone in the room? How do you get everyone to think? And that mindset shift will make a massive difference to how you get all of your children to be thinking more regularly in your classroom. So next time you're asking a question, think about how do I get everyone to be thinking, every single child in the class, rather than just I'm going to ask a question because I want an answer. And hopefully, if you get into that mindset, that'll make a big difference in terms of your effectiveness of your questions, and also how you can get more children to be thinking, and therefore more children to be remembering and deep learning.